Okay, we are live. We are fantastic. We are live. I'm so happy tonight. We've got our guest speaker on here. We've got Tammy Morrison. And Tammy, I just wanted to say thank you so much. You are looking beautiful tonight. Like always, you always look beautiful. And Tennessee's all the way down from Tennessee in the USA. I'm in the UK, based in the UK. This is technology. I love it. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon in Tennessee, and it's 9 o'clock in the UK. A couple of months ago, Tammy said to me, you need to get on a conference call. You need to get on this conference call. And I got on it, and it was a conference call with Cheryl Ann and some of the Carapar leaders. And they said that you've got to listen to these 3 recordings. And it was about a life coach, and her name was Coral Thomas. So I shared this Coral Thomas work with Jacob, and then I shared it with Angelo, and then I shared it with Malcolm, and then all of a sudden we downloaded Kevin Trudeau's teachings on Your Wish is Your Command. We downloaded that, and then we started getting books on. I started following Esther and Jerry Hicks books, and then we started this hangout, which is like a Law of Attraction hangout, because we decided that we want to attract abundance, we want to attract prosperity, we want to help others to create prosperity in their lives, and then who could I bring on to teach us some ways on how to do it, some steps, and somebody who's doing it in the flesh, and that's Tammy. Because Tammy is, she's had a really successful career in the corporate industry out in the US, and she's a very, very successful marketer, internet marketer, in network marketing, and Tammy, she's attracted a lot of great things in her life. Tammy's got she's got a great family. I think she's got three children, I think. Am I right? Yeah. And one of her children just came back from a whole year traveling around the world, Josh. And it's just like anything she touches turns to gold. She just told me now that she's going to go watch a big game, a football game, and I want some of this abundance and some of this prosperity. So I just wanted to say thank you, Tammy, for spending your time and with my team and coming on tonight. And maybe you could give us some pointers on when you wake up in the morning, right? What are your thoughts? How do you align the law of attraction to work for you on a daily basis? I believe successful people have core beliefs. Maybe you can share a bit of your core beliefs. What beliefs do you have that creates you to attract good things in your life and abundance and prosperity? So I'm going to hand it over to Tammy Morrison. Just unmute yourself, Tammy.
All right, can you guys hear me? I'm good? All right, perfect. People ask me that all the time, what do you think during the day? And I think it's very important, most of all, and above all, to be grateful and to have that whole attitude of gratitude, because there's not a lot of things in our lives that we should not be thankful for. If we have running water, we should be thankful, because there's so many people that don't. If we have a bed to sleep in, we should be thankful, because there's so many people that don't. So when I first started studying the law of attraction and how I could put this into my life, I was actually working for Citigroup at the time, and I bought the audio series The Secret. And first of all, I turned off what I call bubblegum radio. I didn't listen to radio anymore. I listened to The Secret, and I listened to the people in The Secret that made the most sense to me. And it's so funny, because my 3 favorite people in The Secret, one of them is Lisa Nichols. I said to myself, I want to meet Lisa Nichols. 2 weeks later, I got an email from her. It was about a workshop. I wasn't able to go to the workshop, but I had the opportunity to meet her. The second is Laurel Langmeyer. Laurel she comes from a farm in Nebraska. She was brought up on the belief that money is scarce. You have to work hard for everything you have. And she turned that all around by just saying money comes easily and frequently to me. And now she's a multimillionaire. And I wanted to talk to her. I wanted to pick her brain. And I guess it was maybe a year later, a friend of mine and I were talking, and we were talking about The Secret. And I said, I really want to meet Laurel Langmeyer. He goes, oh, she's a friend of mine. And he three-ways her in, and she and I talked for an hour, and I got to pick her brain about everything, that she's doing. And, just for fun yesterday, or not yesterday, but this weekend, just for fun, actually applied for her 100K challenge, okay? And it's only 30 people a year get accepted into this 100K challenge. And I got accepted. So it was really cool that, I'm actually so close to rubbing elbows with those people that I really, really looked up to as I was listening to that book, and didn't really have any idea what I was listening to the first 3 times I listened to it. But the more I listened to it, the more it ingrained in my mind. The third one is Bob Proctor. A gentleman approached me about 4 months ago about becoming a motivational speaker. He says, we need more people like you out there on the circuit. He said, if you go through this course, which he says, I wrote the course, so I'll give you the answers for the test. He said, then I can get you up on stage with Les Brown. Oh my gosh, right? Bob Proctor, all of those special people. So everything that I thought about is coming about. And, it took maybe a little bit longer than I thought it would. But as far as the law of attraction goes, there's 3 main factors. You have to ask for what you want. And you have to be very, very specific about what it is you want. Just don't say, I want to make more money. You need to be extremely specific. In 2010, and I may have told this story before, so if I did, I apologize. But in 2010, I wrote down all of my goals, okay? And for 2011. 2011 was probably the roughest year of my life. I mean, I almost lost my home. I went through bankruptcy. I'm not proud of that, but it happened. You get laid off from corporate America. And even though I was still applying those principles, it wasn't my time, okay? It wasn't, I don't get to decide when it's my time. God gets to decide that. I don't get to decide that. So he took me through those, and it really humbled me to the point where now I'm so extremely grateful for everything, and I want to help others so much. So in 2012, I just kept applying the principles. I kept being thankful for what I did have. And in 2012, I landed another great corporate job, but in my heart, I knew that Carrot Bars was where I wanted to be. And so, just by keeping that faith and never, ever, ever letting those negative thoughts into my head. And that's where a lot of people mess up. They ask for what they want, okay? But then they don't truly believe that they deserve to receive it. So they may say one thing. They may say, I am abundant, but in their head they're thinking, how can I pay the light bill? So you can't have the negative thoughts running around your head. You have to have positive thoughts, always, subconsciously and consciously. So when I first started asking for what I wanted, I got out a paper and pen, and I started writing down specific things that I wanted to happen in my life. And so in 2010, like I said, I wrote down my goals. We remodeled the house in 2013. I found those goals stuck behind a roll-top desk, still sealed. When I opened it up, I started reading them, and I started crying because every single one of those things had come true because I wrote it down. That's what I asked for. I was very, very specific. I want to be a leader in Carrot Bars. I want to be one of the top earners in Carrot Bars. I want to own ounces of gold. I want, to remodel the house. I mean, all the things that I'd asked for, there's probably 15 things. I want to be debt-free. They all were there. And Another one of the things that everyone should do is not only when you ask for something, write it down a lot and put it all over your house. I had Post-it notes on my computer. I had Post-it notes on my mirror where I get ready in the morning. I had Post-it notes on my refrigerator of what, specific things that I wanted, places where I could read them. Make yourself a vision board. Go out and get yourself a piece of poster board. Find things that you want and put them on the vision board and put it where you can see it every day. My vision board is complete. And everything that I put on that vision board, I now have in my life. And the second part of the law of attraction is once you ask for something, you have to believe that you truly are deserving of what you're asking for. Because if you don't believe that you're truly deserving of it, you're not going to get it. Because when you ask for something and you truly believe, the universe is going to put people, places, and circumstances into your life that's going to make your beliefs, what you want, it's going to make them all come true. So you have to prepare yourself to receive them. And they say to act as if it's already happened. Don't go out and, buy a $50,000 car if you can't, but go drive that $50,000 car. Go to the dealership and test drive it. One of the things I used to do was when I was losing my house, didn't lose it, it's still here, I'm still in the house, I would go to open houses on Sunday on houses I couldn't afford. And I would go in and walk around and just pretend that I lived there for a little while, and do the things. Go look at the places that you like to live. Go drive a car. Go test drive a car that you would like to own. Go, there's so many different things that you can do. So you've asked for it. You believe that you truly deserve it. Now it's time when you prepare yourself to receive it. There's a one of the stories in The Secret that really, really comes to mind. This woman wanted a husband, right? And so she met with this, I didn't know, it was a friend of hers who also believed in the power of attraction. And he asked her, he said, if you want a husband, let me ask you a few questions. Where do you sleep in your bed? She said, well, I sleep in the middle. And he said, well, you're not leaving room for anyone else. So she started sleeping on one side of the bed. He said, where do you park your car? In the garage. Well, do you leave space for another vehicle? No, I'll park in the middle. Well, leave a space for another vehicle. Act as if it's already happened. She took her clothes in her closet and made enough room for somebody else's clothes to go in there. Within 2 weeks, she met a man. Within 6 months, they were married, and they're still happily married today. So she had to prepare herself to receive that blessing that was coming into her life. That was the last thing that she needed to do. So ask, believe, receive. Intend for things to happen. I wake up every day, I intend for something to happen. There's a great book by Dr. Wayne Dwyer called The Power of Intention. And if you intend things to happen in your life, they will happen in your life. And that's what that's what the power of attraction and the law of attraction and all that is truly all about. And people don't believe it works, but I can tell you, if you ask for it, get the negative thoughts out of your head, because that's where it mostly comes from. I had to actually take a rubber band, put it on my arm, and every time I had a negative thought, I'd pop the rubber band and think positive, right? So I would be thinking, I'd be like, everybody's like, how are you today? Oh, I'm fantastic. And in my head, I'm thinking, but I can't pay the mortgage. Pop, and then everything worked out. Everything worked out like it was supposed to because I intended it to. So it's just very important to have that mental conversation with yourself. And it's hard at first. It's hard not to think negative things when things aren't going exactly the way you want them to. But when you start thinking those things on a positive level, consciously, subconsciously, all the time, you start dreaming better. Things happen in your dreams that are absolutely amazing. So I'm just here to tell you that it works. Don't think I'm crazy, because I'm not. I'm absolutely not crazy. It will work every time if you let it work, but you have to let it work. You have to go out there and decide. Decide is a big word for me, because people always ask me, when did you know that you were going to be, you were going to be successful in Care Bars. When I decided I was going to be. When I decided I'm going to be a leader in Care Bars, I wrote it down. I looked at it every day. And once that decision was made, there was no holding me back. You know, I'm just going to go for it. So I went for it. And it happened. But everyone can have the success that they want in their life. God means for us to be abundant. He doesn't mean for us to want for anything. And so that's what's, you know, that is the law of attraction. You know, ask the universe, ask God, whatever it is that you believe in, whatever your higher being is, ask them for it and be specific. So that's pretty much all I have, David. Is there anything I can answer for you guys?
Well, what I'll do is thank you so much, Tammy. You know, you mentioned one core belief. You mentioned gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
To be grateful for what you have. What other core beliefs would you say is or a good belief that is good to have? Maybe you can just touch on that.
Yeah, I think another great core belief, and let me tell you this about the attitude of gratitude thing. I had a gratitude rock. It was just a plain old rock. I went outside and found it, but it was very, very smooth. And I kept it in my car. And every morning when I got into my car, I would hold the rock and I would thank God for my children, my wonderful children. You know, Josh is very much like me. He didn't see. I taught him the law of attraction when he was 16 years old. He came to me and he said he really wanted this car, but he did not know how he could afford it, and that he was not going to go to college with a car payment. And I said, okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go upstairs in your bedroom. I want you to sit down in your bed, act like you're driving the car and how it's going to make you feel. And then I need you to figure out how you're going to do it. And just see yourself driving that car. See yourself in that car. 2 days later, he went and bought the car, paid it off in 6 months. So he knows that the power of attraction really, really works. He didn't know how he was going to afford this trip that he wanted to take, you know, around the world, 40, 50 countries. But he not only did he take the trip, he came home with money. And now he's moved to Colorado and he's snowboarding for a living. So he knows how to work the power and the law of attraction as well as I do. Because everything that he asks for, he believes that he deserves it and he gets it. So I'm very excited about that. A core belief, another one that I truly believe in, is it's very important to have what I call a servant heart. A lot of people are all about themselves. You know, I'm gonna personally sponsor all these people, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna be the best. And you know, my attitude used to be that way too. Number 2 is the first loser, right? But not anymore. Now I want everyone else to rise up to the level of success that they want. And you can't do that unless you have a servant heart, unless you're willing to, you know, be on hangouts with people and do conference calls with people and do three-way calls and Skype calls and you know, stay up till 2 in the morning because somebody's on a different time zone than you are and they really want to talk to you. You have to be there for your team. You have to be available. Then that, you know, that's the whole thing. I could have very well told you, no, David, I'm really too busy. I can't do this. I wouldn't do that. You're my family, and I take care of my family. So that's another core belief is having the servant heart and treating each other as family, because we truly are.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll see if I can get myself a nice heart there. Yeah, and another quick one, and then I'll get Jacob and Angelo, because I'm sure they also dying to ask you some questions. In the morning when you wake up, or when you go to bed, do you have a ritual? Do you have some like let's talk about in the morning, and then you can also talk about in the evening. Do you have, when you wake up in the morning, do you have a ritual? Do you do something to get you fired up for the day, or maybe fired up is not the right word, but get your vibration in the right way, in the right frame of mind, get yourself thinking in the right way, and basically start a great day. Do you have some kind of ritual?
Do you mean other than the quadruple espresso I have every morning?
Yes.
I think the first thing I do is when I wake up, and because we never know that we're going to wake up, right? I mean, you could go to bed at any time and not know that you're going to wake up. And the first thing I do is, the alarm goes off, my feet hit the floor. I say thank you, and I am thankful that I have another day to bless people. And then I say this all the time is when I wake up in the morning, I always say, whose life can I bless today? Who can I help, right? And then when I go to bed at night, I say thank you again because I made it through the day. And then if I've helped someone, which I hope I do every day, then I sleep really well at night because I look back on that situation, or I look back on people I've talked to during the day, and I know I've made a difference. And that helps me to sleep those few hours that I actually do sleep at night. So, but that's pretty much my ritual. Who can I help today? And thank you for giving me the opportunity to help that person today.
Are you reading a particular book at the moment, Tammy? Are you reading any?
I'm actually reading a book by Laura Langmeyer called The Millionaire Maker, and okay. I'm hoping it's going to teach me how to teach people how to all be millionaires. That's what I want for everyone. I want everyone to be, wow, we have so much money, let's buy an island.
Well, Jacob wants to buy an island. So I'm gonna pull Jacob up now, and Jacob can talk to you about his island that he wants to buy.
Okay, awesome, perfect.
Oh, Tammy. Yeah, island. You was talking about the vision board. Let's see if I can show you what I did yesterday.
Wow. Wait.
That is my vision wall.
I love it. I love it. Perfect. A vision wall is even better than a vision board.
Vision wall. It's not finished yet. The whole wall will be covered with stuff I like, or at least I like. I don't know if I want all of them because there's lots of houses, different houses, but at least I love those type of houses, and the island is there, everything, and the planes, of course, not cars, planes. Yeah, for me.
I need a plane. I'd love to have a little G6,
Yeah. Tammy, I have for one question, because if people like me go to the law of attraction on, living 30-something years, where we always, everything where we look around is the negative thoughts all around us. How do you get rid of those on the beginning? Because I know when you go through, the later on will be just very easy. But on the beginning, what did you do? You told you've got the rubber band, but anything else you sort of when you have the bad thought, wrong thought, then how do you change that you not go in that endless loop of not allowing law of attraction to bring you the stuff?
It just has to become a habit. I grew up very much in a negative household. There was a lot of fighting, a lot of arguing. I moved out when I was just turned 17 years old because I needed to get away. I didn't have a very easy childhood, but it taught me to be a much stronger person. So coming from all that, you still have so much negative thoughts in your head, even until, much later in life. It just has to become a habit. The first thing you need to do is take it, recognize that you had a negative thought, reevaluate what that negative thought was, and then say it again. It's kind of like having, what is it the Blue Angels do? They get together after they make a flight and they debrief, okay? So you have to debrief with yourself. Like when the Blue Angels go out and they make those crazy flight patterns and all this stuff, they always debrief afterwards to see what went right, what went wrong, what could have went wrong, and what they could do better next time. So you have to have that debriefing with yourself going, okay, I had a negative thought, recognize that you had a negative thought. How could I think this differently next time? And what would go wrong if I thought it differently? Nothing. Nothing's going to go wrong if you think positive, right? Or if nothing's going to be bad if you think a positive thought instead of a negative thought. So it's just retraining your brain to think the way that you should think. I mean, I don't think there's any special miracle about it. I think it's just the whole retraining and recognizing that you're having the negative thoughts. Once you start recognizing, because people will go through their whole day and they'll have a million thoughts and they don't even recognize they're having negative thoughts. But once you become aware, and that's what is so important, is becoming aware that you're having the negative thoughts, because sometimes you don't even know that you are. You're just thinking, and you're thinking in your head, and you're not really thinking about what you're thinking about. But you have to become aware of what you're thinking of, and then debrief with yourself and make sure the next time it does it. Once you retrain your brain, it's easy. It's very, very easy.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Angelo?
Hi, Angelo.
Angelo, you need to unmute yourself. Yeah.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you for your wonderful story, Tammy.
Thank you.
I related very much with your rubber band because I always I had to put one for myself too, because I had to hurt myself a little bit when I when I started to think a little negative, and I can say it's working for me, because today actually I realized it, that I started to think a little bit positive, and it's because it's like I went to the gym, and like when you went to the gym and like you have a lot of people around you, and you're training, and you like people are watching you, and sometimes you end up losing your focus. But today I was at the gym and I was like, wait, I'm not thinking about negative stuff. I'm only thinking positive stuff. How come? How come I'm feeling so positive? How come I'm so focused? I'm not worrying about people around me. I'm just in my own zone. And it's like when you keep training your mind, you can't go back. It's like it's wonderful.
It's just like training your body. You train
Yes.
your body, you train your mind. Once you train your body to look a certain way, it's hard to go back to the other way, because you wouldn't feel good if you did. When you retrain your brain, you don't want to go back to ever being a negative person, because you don't want to have to retrain it again. You
Yeah.
put too much work into it.
No. Okay. I have a few questions. It's like because like now like you said, when you ask for something, uh the universe will put like people, experience, and situations to make it happen. But like you when you ask for something, like how how do you like feel like it's coming? Because like sometimes you ask for something and you know in your head it's coming, but if you like think about the time and it hasn't reached yet, like
Right. And you can't think about the time. You just have to ask for it and believe it's coming, and never ever ever lose that belief. It was, like I said, I started studying The Secret back in 2008 or 9, whenever it came out, and through all that, I went through a lot of adversity, but I never quit believing that something great was going to happen in my life. And I've known this since I was a child. I've known that something great was going to happen in my life. I just didn't know what it was. When I got hired by City, I thought, well, this is it. Here's my great thing. And then, that wasn't it. And now Carol Barge is in my life. I have a wonderful husband. I have 3 beautiful children. I've got everything that I need. There's things that people want. I'm not a materialistic person. I could move to a bigger house, but this is all I need. It's me, my husband, and my 8-year-old. We don't need a big house. This is perfect for us. But the key to that is, once you ask, don't take it back. Don't say, okay, well, you're not giving it to me now, so it's not coming. You just have to believe that it's coming, and don't ever ever take it back. Just keep that belief.
okay, okay, thank you. Because yeah, because I'm trying to I, I'm trying to apply certain lessons I have learned, and um, more about the intellectual properties like we have, like imagination, and like things, the powerful forces you can see with your eyes. So I'm trying to, every day I'm trying to develop that, because if I train it more, it's gonna go more stronger, and I don't know what's gonna happen, but I think something positive is gonna keep coming.
Okay. So here's what I heard you say. I try.
I
Um,
try.
I want you to replace that with I am.
I am.
Okay. I try with I am. I heard you say I don't know. Change that to I do know it's going to happen. And there was one other one that you said. I can't remember what it was. We need to take every negative word. You know, I wrote down every negative word. No, not, try, can't, won't, all of the negative words, and I replaced them all with can, will, do, and that's another thing you have to train your brain to do. Because I was just like you. This is I'm never going to work out. You know, nothing's going to work out. This is not going to happen. And that, but when I started saying, instead of saying this is never going to happen, I would say this hasn't happened yet, but it will. Okay. I know it's going to. Instead of I don't know when it's going to, I know it's going to. It just
Yeah.
hasn't happened yet, but it will.
Okay.
So
You
thought.
yeah.
Anytime you hear a negative thought, won't, can't, no, I never say no. Um, you know, anything that you can think of that has a negative connotation to it, replace it with another word, and it changes the whole concept of what you're saying. If I say, I might be successful in carrot bars, to I am successful in carrot bars. Which sounds better?
Yeah, I am, of course.
I am. And, you know, and also one other thing that I wish I still had this written down. And because I wrote it down, and sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable here. I wrote it down, and it was a mantra that I said to myself every day. And it was, I can't remember exactly what it was. It was like, I'm young, healthy, happy, and wealthy. And I would just say it over and over and over and over. I'm young, happy, healthy, wealthy. Well, I ran into people and they're like, you don't age. Okay, the young part, I got that down. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I'm not wealthy, but I'm okay. I'm doing really well. So it's all of the things that I said to myself each and every day, and it was quite a bit longer than that. But go on the internet and read like mantras, and come up with your own, and say it to yourself every day. Write it down until you can memorize it. And I haven't said it in a long time, so maybe I should write my own down. Maybe I should take my own advice right now. And I am going to take my own advice right now and make up my own mantra that I say every day. Because I am, you're never, once you get the law of attraction down, you're always going to be a student. You're never going to be the master of it. You're always going to be a student. And I have to practice it every day. Sometimes I find myself saying negative stuff or thinking negative stuff, and I'll go to the cabinet and give me a rubber band and snap myself back in reality. Because, we all have to, I'm not saying going around being, Mary Poppins all the time, but if we have more positive thoughts than we have negative thoughts, then the positive things are going to show up in our lives and the negative things are going to go away.
Okay. Okay. The mantra is the same as affirmation. The
A
same.
mantra and affirmation, same thing.
Okay.
And just
Okay.
you're affirming what you want in your life. And a mantra is just a way to affirm what you want in your life, and say it to yourself. Say it in your head all the time. Say it while you're brushing your teeth. Say it while you're working out.
Okay.
Say it all of the time, and say it before you go to bed. Say it when you wake up. But it will start to train your brain to think those positive thoughts. That's how I started painting.
Okay, because I think I picked up a new affirmation a couple of days ago. I was looking at a couple of videos, and somebody was saying is this success in internet marketing is just 80% mindset and 20% skills. So I kept repeating that 80% mindset, 20% skills. So I just keep repeating and repeating that until I believe it.
Absolutely, because it is mindset. It's all about mindset. The people that have the mindset of, you know, I can't find my 2 people. Okay. How about you switch that around and said, I've found 100 people. You know, instead of saying I can't find my 2 people, say I found 100 people. Guess what? You'll find 20 at least. But
Yeah.
you've got to just have that positive mindset and know that each and every day presents a new opportunity for you to meet someone or to talk to someone that could totally change your life, because it doesn't take that much to get the ball rolling in this business, in any business really, and in a relationship or wherever you're at. I mean, you can use the power of attraction, the law of attraction in every aspect of your life. You know, I use it with my children. I use it with my husband. You know, I wasn't really looking for a husband when I found one, but when he was, you know, he came into my life at a time when I truly, you know, like I wasn't looking, but when he showed up, it was perfect timing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And maybe in my subconscious I was looking. I don't know, but you know, we've been together now for 15 years, and he's just wonderful. And you know, I use it in every aspect of my life. I use it when I go to the grocery store, and I always get a parking spot right up front. Before I go, I always say there's going to be a parking spot right up front, and there always is. And you know, and just use it in your everyday life. And the more you use it, don't use it just for your business. Use it in your everyday life. And once you start doing that, I mean, it just kind of takes over, and there's no way you can't do it at that point. It's like once you start, you know, eating right, you can't go to McDonald's. You know, you want to keep eating right because you feel better. But it takes a little while. It takes 2 weeks to form a habit.
Okay. Thank you very much. And it was a lot of help for me, because I realized that I have to, when I talk, I have to hear what I say.
Right.
And hear what you say. Yes.
We don't hear. We hear what we want to hear, but we don't hear what other people hear. And so by stopping and thinking about your words and how you say them and how you're expressing yourself to that other person it can be mind-boggling, just by trading one word for another word. All you got to do is trade one word.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Malcolm, my friend. I know you really want to speak to Tammy. You want to ask her some questions. So, all yours, Malcolm. All yours.
Tammy, I'm sorry I've been peripatetic. I've been in and out tonight. I had internet trouble, but as always, it's such a pleasure to hear you talk. And I also wanted to thank you and Susan for what you're doing on the Skype room, because we need that support, and I think it's so vital. And to have people like you who are so positive is great. What I'd say about the law of attraction is that I believe I've become a better person. I haven't become a wealthier person yet. I've become a better person. And I find that I'm meeting people who are more attractive because I'm more attractive myself, in the way of being nicer. And just today, there are so many instances you come across. I mean, I just stopped for a man who had... you're telling me to be quiet.
What? My daughter just walked in the door from school. I was trying to tell her to be quiet.
I just met a guy who was on 2 walking sticks, and I stopped to let him through, and 3 people just pushed in front of me and just went straight past him. And I just said to them, "Thank you very much indeed." And the guy just smiled at me. He says, "It happens all the time." And I said, "You know, come on through." And he said, "You're the first person today who said that to me." Now, I'm not saying that to be big-headed, but I just find I do that without thinking and smile at people and so on. And it just helps so much. So to meet a lovely person like you who smiles all the time, is so positive, it just rekindles in me that things are happening that are right. And I just love it. So thank you very much indeed.
Well, thank you very much. And, you know, we're going to keep this, you know, Susan and I are totally committed just to exploding this team and just and all coming together. Like I said before, we're a family. I'm not going anywhere. You guys don't have to worry about me leaving to go anywhere because I'm right here beside you.
That's great. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. I really like the comment, Tammy, that you said, you know, when you mentioned I can't find my two, and then you changed that and you said, well, I'm going to find 100. I mean, that's quite powerful. I like that. I really did like that too.
Just changing the way you talk. If you change the way you talk, you'll change the way you think, and you'll change the way your life is. And that's just, it's a powerful, powerful tool to have. And a lot of people don't know about it. So it's our job to go out and teach others, you know. Speak it, live it, love it.
Thank you.
Come here. Come here. I want you to meet somebody. Is that okay? Come here, sweetheart. Come here. Hi. This is my lovely little daughter, Taylor. She is, come here. She was a little bit of a surprise baby. She's very shy, so I'm not going to make her get on the internet, but she has been just a blessing to us. And, you know, we were, that's David's thing. He has the 2 thumbs up. But she's been a blessing, and you know, and I'm just, oh, now she's going to get in the camera. There you go. Mwah. But she just got home from school, and, you know, I just couldn't be happier. We were, we decided after I turned 33 that we weren't going to try to have children because you know, we were just thinking, you know, no more. And then I had her at 39. So it was that law of attraction that brought her into my life. Literally. But, you know, it's things happen in your life when you don't expect them to happen. And sometimes people can look at it as a bad thing. Like I have a friend whose daughter got, you know, she was with child while she was in college. And it turned out this little kid is the greatest kid in the world. I mean, I think he'll grow up to be president. So, you know, a lot of people will take a bad situation and think this is a bad situation. When in truth, the situation is there because something else is going to happen that's going to make that situation really, really good. You know, I cried for 2 days when I found out I was pregnant at 39, right? But it's turned out to be such a great experience that I don't know what I'd do without her. So, but anyway, she's my baby.
Well, thank you, Tammy. Thank you. Well, I mean, guys, if you've got any other questions to ask Tammy, pop out and go for it.
Well, all right, David. Tammy, I have one more question. Do you meditate?
In my own way, yes. I mean, I don't sit there and hum or anything, but or play music. But I spend quiet time by myself and reflect on things and, you know, how my life is going. I pray a lot. That's something that's very important to me, and maybe that's a lot of my meditation time. Because I mean, I don't pray like most people pray. I just talk, you know. I just, you know, say what's on my mind, and then things kind of become more clear to me. So I've always wanted to meditate, but it's hard as much as my work, you know, goes. And I should take a 10 or 15 minute break every day and do that. So,
All right, thank you.
do you meditate?
Yes, well, yes, 15 minutes every day. Sometimes twice a day.
You have convinced me that I need to start, so I'm going to start tomorrow.
But you see, you pray, then it is meditation, because meditation is prayers where you do is sort of connecting to the God source. Doesn't matter really how you call it, and I think you're already doing it. It's just not calling meditation.
Right.
And yeah, but yes, it's sort of meditate as quiet mind, and not doing mantra or something like monks will do. It's just quieting my mind, really. Just
right.
to.
I think it's important to clear your mind, because sometimes our minds get so cluttered, especially with the negative stuff that's out there. Like I don't watch the news anymore, because it's just all bad news. I mean, I want to start a good news channel. All it is good news, and it's about so and so graduated from college, and somebody did this, and it's all good news, no bad news. So there's so much negativity around us in the world that is very, very important to stop every day and clear your mind completely of all the junk. Get rid of the junk that's in your head and replace it with positive thoughts.
Yeah. Another thing which is everyone who does law of attraction, at least practice or wants to practice, stops watching news or read the papers.
You have to.
Everyone, because I did the same. It's just get sick and tired of all the stuff. You just open a newspaper and then someone kills someone. It's just like, oh, come on, give a break. Is something new happened? So many kids been born today. Yeah. Let's do something else. Yeah. Okay. Good. Thank you. All right, David. Back to you.
Well, thank you, Tammy. Thank you so much. I mean, myself and Malcolm and Jacob and Angela have been running this Law of Attraction now for, wow, I think this is our 5th time we've done it, and we are having such a blast doing it. Every time we do it, we learn stuff, and I really, really appreciate you to come onto our hangouts tonight. I mean, this is great. Thank you so much. I will. I'll send you the recording of it. You've got the recording. Have a blessed day, and
I appreciate it. It's an honor as always.
And all my friends on the panel. You guys, I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. So
we'll give them a big thumbs up, right, Dave?
Yeah.
All right, everyone have a wonderful rest of the evening for you guys, and I'll have a wonderful rest of the day. And thank you so much for having me on.
You're welcome. Welcome.
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Tammy.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye. I'll end it, the broadcast right now. So if anybody wants to leave any comments below, please interact with us. We're friendly. We're a friendly bunch. Have an awesome and blessed day or evening wherever you are. Bye-bye.